Hello. If you haven't been on this channel before, I'm the Knitting Man, and generally what I do most of the time is knit. And today I'm knitting my bunny vest, or I like to call it my bunny vest.
It's a hair.
But I know it's a hair, Joey. Mrs. Smith's telling me it's a hair. Lots of people keep telling me it's a hair. So this design started off when I did a massive wall hanging for my grandson, Atlas. And it was huge, and people were asking for the design. So I created a smaller design, which could be like blanket sized. But when I designed it, I also designed it so that width from there to there would work as it's got loads of my drawing over it as I've been using it, because I cross out the lines. I know I'm going off at a tangent, Joey, but I cross off the lines as I finish them. So I'm there at the moment on that fold there. So originally designed for my grandson Atlas, because I do a blanket, but in Atlas's case they wanted a wall hanging, so they wanted something, it looks like a tapestry really, and so they wanted that. And then when people were asking for a design, I made it much smaller. And then I never made a blanket myself, but I really wanted this vest. And originally I was looking at the work of Kit Williams. So if you don't know the designer, well, yeah, I suppose he's a book designer. He's an illustrator and he's an artist, Kit Williams. Brilliant stuff. The book was called Masquerade, and he did it in the late 70s, and it was all about finding a golden hair. It was a brilliant book. So that was my original inspiration. So that's what I'm doing on the front. And then on the back, because when I was young, I used to have a Fair Isle jumper. I didn't knit it, I bought it from a charity shop. And I had two Fair Isle jumpers. One was in like a beige and one was in brown. They were both the same, but they had Fair Isle on the front and they just had plain backs. And I thought, if I could ever learn to knit that good, I would not do a plain back. And the thing is, I would be bored knitting a plain back. So this back here, I'm just making it up as I go along. So I don't plan, nothing of it is planned. I just decide what I'm doing as I'm doing the next row, and I decide what colours I want to introduce the next row as well. But for this one, what I was doing was I was following the colours round. So it's knitted in the round. So hang on, I'm just going to lose those stitches off there, Joe, if I'm not careful. I've already lost a couple, so I'll just pick them up quickly. Just talk amongst yourselves while I do this.
It's October the 6th. Autumn is here.
And I think what we decided was we hadn't done a YouTube video for a long time, and we hadn't done a long video, and we decided, well, let's do one. And there's so much to talk about. There's so much to catch up with. And I just said, well, let's just talk about what I'm knitting now, and then we can talk about the things that we're catching up with. Where was I? I was talking about the Fair Isle back. So, yeah, I call it off-piece knitting. But what I was doing, and I'm going to show you the side through from the front to the back there. So the colours, as I was knitting in the round, I was using whatever was on my needle at the time as I was getting onto the back. So I was just using what was already on my needle and then just carrying that across. But now, because I've split for the arms and because I've split for the neck hole, I'm really knitting flat on a circular needle at this point. So I'm knitting plain rows and purl rows backwards and forwards. So the colours on the back aren't linked necessarily to the colours on the front, but they are quite similar. And I just quickly wanted, because I said to people that I would talk about the V and how I create the V. And really, it's very simple how I create the V. So above the actual triangle there, once you've split the two different sides, I'm just doing my decreases 3 stitches in. So I'm knitting along, and then there will be 3 stitches left, and I'll knit 2 together, and that's my decrease. And I'm doing that on the knit rows. So on the purl rows, I'm not doing any decreases, and that's all I've done since I split the V. But the important part is the triangle here, and basically it's very easy. So I was knitting along. I just put 2 stitches of the blue. So I've got blue and purple. So I did 2 stitches of the blue, and there was no increase or decrease on that first row. And then the second row, I came along and I did what I just said. So 3 stitches before the rib, I did a decrease. And then the 2 stitches in the middle, I increased into those. So I knitted into the front and I knitted into the back of the stitch. And then once I got the other side of the rib, then I did knit 1 and then I knit 2 together. So I did a decrease, an increase, increase, and a decrease basically. And then I just did that every row until I got to the V. But obviously, so the next row, I wanted to create a...
Is this your integrated rib?
This is an integrated rib. So the idea behind an integrated rib is just because I'm lazy, really, Joey. And I just want to create a rib that I can just, it's finished, it's done, I haven't got to do anything. Once I've finished knitting it, I can just wear it. Sometimes what I do is I put, sometimes what I do, I've got another one here. So I do them differently every time, really, because I just make it up as I go along. So there's another one there. I don't really plan them much. I just knit them.
Is integrated rib quite common?
No, I don't think so. I don't think many people do an integrated rib. It's just purely laziness, so that I haven't got to pick up stitches, and it's just, yeah. I think it's when I discovered corrugated rib, and that's pretty much what I've stuck with ever since. And I found that corrugated rib, for me, the tension's the same as my normal stockinette stitch or stocking stitch. So I knit, I'll show people this because some people will be new to the channel. So this is a vest. This is what started it all for me. This was the vest that I knitted in lockdown, and it was the thing that people said, oh, we want a pattern for. And I said, well, I'm really not up for doing a pattern for a great big vest like that. So we ended up doing Doris's. This is Doris's baby blanket. So this is called Bluebird. And this is our biggest selling pattern. And so we started selling the pattern for that.
Because people asked you to draw it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I had no intention, of doing that. I was just
expecting to.
I wasn't expecting to. No, I was just doing it for my granddaughter, and so many people asked for it. In the end, I gave in and did a pattern for it, and then it sells, and it just continues to sell. And one of the future things I want to do is a kit for that, so that people can buy the kit. And in there'll be like YouTube videos, and there'll be I just want to make it beautiful. So I've been talking to a yarn producer about making something really just a beautiful kit. So that's the plan with that, but I'll talk about that in future episodes. Are we just about done for today?
Yes, I think we'll come back again and talk about.
We've got loads to talk about. We've got the St Albans
projects.
scarves. We've got lots of things to talk about. So for now, it's goodbye from me and goodbye from Mrs Smith. Bye.